very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the winner, we shall, and you know, because I have so young, and I jam away, and I get Faros, Obanana, all the eminent, and then so we have to sell and we are no one in Because you will make a Biafra with your source and we're not going to but you know what? The like you do, that's how is the cause of it. No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the winner, we shall, and you know, because I have so young, and I jam away, and I get Faros, Obanana, all the eminent, and then so we have to sell and we are no one in and you were not young. Because you will make a Biafra with your source and you were not going to wait But you know what? I would like you to believe that Samarikpa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. After I return to Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. El-Rufai brought them in. Why did the government brought them in? Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Zom, you come to Onaji, you come to Ebeba, you come to Agulere, you come to you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to Nigeria, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for you, Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our bumper, you take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport to Niger. Refinery to Niger. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of the newspaper to give the world the giving impression that everything is okay. When things are go easy and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is one. You must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Atiku Abubakar wrote to President Biden. In it, Atiku Abubakar said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them think it. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou. From the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me O Lord, you will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God, and you are an upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men. Zoo will be set free. I said everybody in bondage in the zoo will be set free. I don't hate anybody. I don't despise anybody. If I mention your ethnicity or your tribe, if I am a bit hard on them, know that I am specifically referring to those of them that they call their leaders, those who have led us this very blind alley, this very blind path, those of them that will continue to deceive, those that will continue to lie, those that will continue to prevaricate, those that cannot deliver any measurable or tangible developmental indices at all, in any way, shape, or form. We have come that the blind may see, not in the way they do it within Pentecostalism, but we have come to impart knowledge and reason. We start this very evening by looking at the very laughable, I say laughable broadcast by Jubril. God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody. The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry right now. And all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force. And Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. And then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great-grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell, oh no, there was somebody called Hope. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. There was one called Omahi. He loves Fulani. He used to wear Obada. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani Caliphate is dealing with you people, but you don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to their Ruga, which they want, a new Nigeria, which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the fulefus from the east, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the west. Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. That Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And
what we are pursuing is a part of pressure, relentless pressure, to ensure that Biafra comes. How are we going to employ that pressure? There are only two ways to get your freedom in the history of the whole world. Freedom can be gotten only two ways. One is through the ballot box. In other words, people will contest and they will have Biafra Nationalist Party. Yes, as they have in Scotland. and then we vote for them. When they then go to the house or maybe go to Abuja, they will say, we are here under the mandate of Biafra Nationalist Party. Because of that, we want to go and conduct a referendum in order for us to be free. The other way, you fight. Either you go through the ballot box or you fight. Which option are we choosing? We have chosen to fight.
We, the Biafrans, call the Finnish authorities to release Mazi Simon Ekpa immediately. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, has not committed any offense. Therefore, we demand for his immediate release. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa and free him now. No hand must stop Mazi Simon Ekpa from exercising his duty as a free man. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa.
For those of you who do not understand what we are doing, we are fighting for our freedom. And I believe that everyone in this life and in this world, wherever where you are, the country where you reside in, have a history. Now, I want every one of us here today and those who will listen to this particular speech to note one very important fact. Nigeria state came into being through conquest. This is a fact that nobody can change. Nigeria came into existence through conquest. And the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied the indigenous people in Niger area the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted. That is the problem. We have lived with this foreign rule and this forceful union for decades, over 100 years. That is the problem. Now, I want everyone listening to me today to also understand that after this forceful union of Nigeria, called the amalgamation, successive regime, both before and after the shambolic independence, continue to hold the state together in a similarly forceful manner, the same pattern and the methodology that the conquest and invasion and the colonizers came in with. They're taught by the forceful and the barrels of the gun, they will continue to kill people for the unity of Nigeria. That also is the problem today. So, this impression that they are creating, that the country must remain as crafted from the amalgamation by the colonialists, and that this country called Nigeria unity is non-negotiable. That is also the problem. We have lived from centuries to century, and today we are in the era of 21st century. We are now in a global village where the things of the past and the things of the old are changing to become new. And they don't want to change Nigeria with the dangerous diversity that have now emanated from different angles and the different injustices and corruption, and now Nigeria have found itself to become an Islamic state. That is the problem.
Heaven, the very oldest
just not ordinary.
You're very,
I am a young man.
very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program, wherever you are joining from. I appreciate every one of you that has connected to this program, wherever you are connected from. Please like and share the program on your platform, share to family and friends, share to everyone that is close to you. As we commence on this morning program, a very quick one. I will not take much of your time, as I know that some people are still in the mood of the new year. Many of us are still in the mood of the new year. So I'm not going to take much of your time. I welcome you and I thank you for being part of this program. As we always do, we have a responsibility to keep the awareness going. That is what we are doing. Simply keeping the awareness going, and we will do that as many times as we can, as much as we can, as long as we can. I thank you for joining the program. I can see Nazo Okeke. Thank you so much for joining, Nazo. I see Obiora John. Thank you for joining, Obiora John. And I see my brother Gerard Dike. Thank you so much for joining, my brother Gerard Dike. And every other person that is out there, whether I mention your name or I didn't mention your name, you are highly welcome. Like and share the program as we progress on this very quick message that we have come to deliver. Wherever you are watching us from, I want you to pay attention for these few minutes that we're going to spend here. You will get something out of the broadcast of today. The topic we are discussing today says, Nigeria on trial before the world. Nigeria on trial before the world. The Biafra effects they fear. Maintain the tempo or lose it all. This is the topic we're going to discuss today. It is on 3 stages, and we will try to touch as many parts as we can. Nigeria on trial before the world. This is a fact, an undeniable fact, that everybody that is indigenous to that contraction must pay attention to. More especially with the Biafrans, we should know that Nigeria is on trial before the whole world. They can try to pretend about it, they can try to hide it, they can try to maneuver it, but I bet you they will not succeed. And it is because Nigeria is on trial before the world, that is why so many things are happening. That is why they are creating so many propaganda, so many blackmail, so many kinds of deceitful and destructive contents. Just like the one we talked about yesterday, the Igbo Muslim community that doesn't exist anywhere on the planet Earth, and the Fulani Christian community that doesn't exist anywhere. These are orchestrated to distract the international community because Nigeria is on trial before the world. We are still going to talk about the effect of the Biafra struggle, the Biafra effects that they are afraid of. Nigeria is afraid of the Biafra effect. At this point in time, when the Nigeria is on trial before the world, they are afraid. They are afraid of the effect of the Biafra struggle. They know the consequence they are going to face. They know that we are formidable. We know that we have more than enough evidence to expose their evil. We have already submitted and supplied more than enough information. And we will continue to supply as many as possible. The contrafrican Nigeria are very much afraid of Biafra effect. And I bet you Biafra is having a very strong effect in whatever that is happening in Nigeria today. In the eyes of the war that is on Nigeria today, Biafra played a very strong role and will continue to play a role and will also determine the direction. That is why anywhere you are and you are a Biafran or non-Biafran, you are genuinely seeking for freedom. This is not the time for blackmail. This is not the time for propaganda. This is not the time for distraction. It is a time for you to speak up, make a strong statement, state facts, present issues. This is that time that we've been waiting for. So if you're one of those who think that it's business as usual, you can continue to distract. Please, this is not the time. This is a time that Biafra has to reap the fruit of all our labor for a very long time. That thing that Martin Nandekan have fought so much to have. That thing Martin Simon have fought so much to have. It has been delivered to us in a platter of gold. Even in the absence of our leaders, we must try as much as possible to position ourselves properly, to key in and be part of this freedom movement. Be part of this wave of freedom that is going to blow. It has already started in this January. That by the end of this year, we will look back and say, yes, we have done well. We must maintain the tempo or we lose it all. We, the Biafran people, we must maintain the tempo or we lose it all. These are issues that we're going to look into today. and we will try as much as possible to do justice to the topic, as we have always done. I urge you to also join us on stage if you have a contribution to make, you have an objection or a question to ask. Send us a request. We are going to bring you in. Either you are watching on YouTube, on TikTok, or on Facebook. Send in your request, and we are going to admit you, and you will make your submission. Once again, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I accept my greetings according to your time zone, wherever you are watching across the world. We are here on another broadcast, as we have always promised. Today is a moment of truth. Today is a moment of reflection. And today is a moment of decision. I want you to pay attention patiently. I will not take much of your time. Be patient and listen carefully from the beginning of this broadcast to the end. You are going to have a takeaway. Because whether Nigeria likes it or not, whether the political elites accept it or not, whether the media admit it or not, the corrupt media of Nigeria, whether they admit it or not, Nigeria is now standing before the world. This is a fact. Nigeria is standing before the whole world. And the world is watching, observing, conducting scrutiny on Nigeria. This is a fact that cannot be denied. Whether you like it or not, whether the Nigerian government like it or not, whether the political elites like it or not, whether the media like it or not, they can continue to deceive people, they can continue to push their propaganda and blackmail, they can continue to distract. But this is a fact that cannot be denied. Nigeria is now standing before the world. The eyes of the international community are watching. The world is listening. The world is observing. And the big question is this: what exactly is Nigeria presenting to the world today? What exactly is Nigeria presenting to the world today as they are watching events unfold in Nigeria, as they are observing, as they are listening to information and things that are coming from Nigeria? What exactly is Nigeria presenting to the world today? That is the question. And we are following up closely, digesting every information and making sure that the world is not distracted or deceived with different kinds of propaganda and blackmails that the Nigerian government is presenting. Just like the one we talked about yesterday, the Igbo Muslim community that doesn't exist, which is a total distraction. A total distraction to diffuse the pressure on Nigerian government on the genocide that are being committed against the Christians and the Biafrans with other ethnic groups. The Muslim, the Fulani Christians community that doesn't exist anywhere, that you and I know. We talked about it yesterday, and we will continue to remind people about that in all our programs, that these are propagandas and blackmail that have been put in place by the enemies to distract, by Nigerian government to distract, to reduce the pressure upon them. But I will try as much as possible to keep that pressure on by stating the fact and telling the world what the truth is. Nigeria today is in the face of the world. Let us be very clear this morning. Nigeria is no longer dealing with an internal problem. You know, initially they thought it was about Biafra. They have always painted it that it is about the indigenous people of Biafra. And some Nigerians, some who call themselves one Nigerians, forget about their real problem. They still think that Mazi Nandekam is their problem. Some of them thought Mazi Simon Ekpa is their problem. They think that the Biafra agitators are their problem. No, they are not. They are not. They have never been. But today, it has become very, very clear. Nigeria is no longer dealing with an internal problem. Nigeria is no longer managing a domestic affair. Nigeria is no longer hiding behind sovereignty. These are the issues that Nigeria has hidden under for a very long time and continues to commit atrocities. Continue to commit human rights abuse and genocide against the innocent in the country. For a long time, Nigerian government has been hiding under the disguise of dealing with an internal problem. They came after the members of IPOB and take a lot of lives. They went after the shared group and take a lot of life. They went against the protesters and take a lot of life. And when you speak, they tell you it's an internal problem. Today, Nigeria is no longer dealing with an internal problem. When you speak about the genocide, atrocities, and human rights abuse in Nigeria, they will tell you that it's a domestic affair, that they are managing their domestic affair. The world have opened their eyes and they watch clearly and they see that it is no longer a domestic affair. When you want to interfere and call the attention of the Nigerian government to do what they have to do, when you seek for help, they remind you about sovereignty. They tell you Nigeria is a sovereign state. The same people that speak so much about sovereignty before your own very eyes told you that invaders from outside have taken charge of some part of the country. And they tell you that you should learn to live with them. Nigerian government tell you to learn to live with invaders, terrorists that came from other countries. The government itself, through their own medium, through their spokesman, said that the invaders, the terrorists, the gun-wielding herdsmen that we know are terrorist group, that they came from neighboring countries. But at the same time, they told you to learn to live with them. You saw Sheikh Gumi going from platform to platform, telling you that they have come to stay, that they are part of them, and they're going nowhere. The same people will come and preach to you about sovereignty when you call for help. Today, it is now clear Nigeria is no longer hiding behind sovereignty. They cannot hide behind sovereignty anymore. It is now clear. Even if they have not learned it before, they will learn from what happened recently to Maduro in Venezuela. That is the lesson. What Nigeria is facing today is a global exposure. Complete global exposure. That is what Nigeria is facing. And it is an advantage for us as Biafrans. Those of us that are genuinely seeking for peace, genuinely seeking for stability, genuinely seeking for a nation that we can call our own. Those of us that are genuinely seeking to save life, it is a great opportunity for us. Now that the whole world is focused on Nigeria. Not just in the media, they have come on the ground to make fact findings. And the facts about the situation of Nigeria is before them. It's no longer a speculation. It is a great opportunity for you and I as Biafran people. The quest of Biafra is not out of hatred. It is not against anybody. It is not a violent one. All we are asking is live and let's live. We want to be in a nation that we can be proud to defend and stand up for. A nation that can equally defend us and stand for us. That is what we want. We no longer want to be part of this destructive diversity where people have their different interests. The clash of interests in Nigeria is deadly. and there is no way to redeem it. The only way to stop the insecurity, the clash of interest in Nigeria is separation. Peaceful separation. That is what we have been calling upon for a very long time. Mazen Nani cannot preach it. Call for referendum. Nobody listened. Mazen Simon came on board. Call for referendum. They refused, and he conducted self-referendum. And I bet you Biafra responded. If you do not like that, why don't you conduct yours? And let's compare. Nigeria is in the eyes of the world. What Nigeria is facing today is global exposure. From insecurity to economic collapse, to political lawlessness, to human rights violation. All these crimes are now in the open. They cannot hide it anymore. Nigeria have hidden these crimes for decades, hiding under different disguise. They hide under calling it internal problem. They hide under domestic affairs, and they hide under sovereignty. Not anymore. Not in 2026, more especially. It is over. It is over in 2026. What the contraption called Nigeria is facing today is a global exposure. From insecurity to global economic collapse, political lawlessness that we have seen to the highest level, political lawlessness that brought a drug baron to be a president in Nigeria, human rights abuse and human rights violations, right, left, and center. Look at the case of Mazen Nandekan, kidnapped from Kenya, extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, set free in the courts, won his case in Kenya. United Nations gave order to release him, but instead of abiding by the rule of their own law, in that contraption, 3 courts set Mazen Nandekan free. 3 courts. Mazen Nandekan won his case in 3 courts in Nigeria. None was obeyed. They continued to hold him. They went ahead to convict Mazen Nandekan without a law, without a written law. They convicted Mazen Nandekan without a written law. And they gave him a life sentence. With all the human rights abuses against him and the international intervention, they kept silent. Today, Nigeria is facing global exposure, and they cannot hide anymore. They cannot escape this time. That is why we don't want to be distracted. That is why we don't want to be distracted. We don't want to focus on issues that doesn't make any sense. We want to remain focused. We want to remain focused and continue to speak on things that matter, and we will continue. Nigeria's image before the world has changed permanently. And let me say this clearly. This change did not happen by accident. No. It wasn't an accidental change. The Biafra agitation forced the world to look. In case you don't know, Biafra agitation has been in the front line for a long time, and it forced the world to look. And today the world is looking. That is why we must not drop our agitation. We must not drop our effort. We must not drop our commitments. Instead, we must increase it. There are so many truths out there that people do not want to hear, but we will continue to speak those truths. The truth, many don't want to hear. For decades, Nigeria survived on silence. Because the world is silent, that is why the contraction have been surviving. Nigeria survived on fear. Nigeria survived on propaganda. They create fear in the heart of their people. They create fear in the activists. They create fear in the agitators, those who are asking for their civil rights, legitimate rights. But something happened. A people decided to ask questions. A people decided to demand justice. A people decided to say enough is enough. That is why we are here today. Because the Biafran people decided to ask questions. Mazi Nandekano rose up and began to ask questions. Mazi Simon Ekpa rose up and led a question. Biafrans on different platforms are asking questions. We decided to demand for justice. Our supreme leader demanded for justice. Our prime minister demanded for justice. Every single one of us began to demand for justice. And we said enough is enough. That movement is called Biafra agitation. And Biafra agitation has opened the can of worms, have exposed every single thing they are hiding, and have given voice to the voiceless. Whether they like it or not, whether they deny it or not, whether they demonize it or not, Biafra forced Nigeria into the global spotlight. Take it to the bank. Biafra forced Nigeria into the global spotlight. I know even some of us Biafrans don't know the effect of what we have been doing for many decades. Some of us don't think that all this cry will be crying for decades. All the time Mazi Nandekano spent online on daily basis, 2 times, 3 times. The loss of the parents of Mazi Nandekano, the destruction of his house, the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the destruction of his career, putting everything on the line. Some of us think it's in vain. That is nothing. No, it is not in vain. It is not in vain. Today, Nigeria is on the spotlight because of what we have been doing for many years. And finally today, a man like Donald Trump is the president of the United States. A man who doesn't only speak, but he acts. A man that is willing and ready to support everything that is right. To let people have their freedom. To allow people to build their own home. Be who you want to be. He said America first. And he asked you to put yourself first. And he's willing and ready to make you put yourself first. Luckily for us, we the Biafrans, we have shown that we are willing and we are ready to put ourselves first. It is Biafra first. That is our mission. Biafra, freedom. And all that we've been saying for a long time have put the Nigerian government in the spotlight. And today they can't hide anymore. They cannot hide. No matter how they try, they cannot hide. Today, Biafra has changed Nigerian global image. You and I, we have changed Nigerian global image today. That is just the beginning. Mazi Nandekano made it clear. And Mazi Simon Ekpa also said it, that by the time we are done with Nigeria, that name will cease to exist. By the time the Biafrans are done, the name will cease to exist. The Arewa can go their separate ways. The Middle Belters can go. The Yoruba people can go their ways. And the Biafran people will be on their place. That is the direction. Before Biafra agitation, many things are hidden. There are so many things that are hidden. So many things are hidden. thanks to the Biafra agitation, I was able to expose a lot of things and give people courage to come out and speak. A lot we are hidden. But today, the world now asks questions Nigeria cannot answer. The world now asks questions Nigeria cannot answer. International bodies now documents what Nigeria once denied. What they denied. Even when it happened in Lokito Gate, they denied it in Lokito Gate. It happened again in Shai Group, they denied it. IPOB is constant occurrence. They deny it. International bodies are now documents what Nigeria once denied. Foreign media now report what local media buried. You and I know that the local media in Nigeria is in the pocket of the government. They report only what the government tells them to report. They publish only what the government wanted to publish. But today, international media are coming, and that is why Nigeria could not be able to hide the atrocities anymore. We saw many revelations coming. The Yellow massacre. We saw different individuals today revealing information. The Christian genocide, it is the international media that was in the forefront of the investigation of the Christian genocide in the northern part of Nigeria. The international media were at the front line. The local media did nothing. Instead, they were busy debunking it. They were busy playing it down. But I can't Chikuoku Biafra have changed Nigeria global image. The world now asks questions Nigeria cannot answer. International bodies now document what Nigeria once denied. Foreign media now report what local media buried. Why? Because agitation creates pressure. That is why. Because of our agitation, agitation creates pressure. And pressure creates visibility. And visibility creates accountability. Everybody in that contraption is supposed to give kudos to the Biafran people. Biafran people deserve appreciation in that contraption called Nigeria. We have done a lot. We have fought so many battles and we have won. We deserve an accolade as Biafrans. And that is why you as a Biafran, you must not get distracted. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, don't get distracted. Don't allow yourself to get distracted. Never, no matter what happens. No matter what happens, don't allow yourself to get distracted. Everything that is happening today was being achieved because of your effort. Why? Because agitation creates pressure. Agitation creates visibility. Agitation creates accountability. That is why we get to where we are today. And I want you to know this. Without pressure, oppression thrives. Without agitation, injustice festers. Biafra agitation disrupts Nigerian comfort zone. This is a fact that everybody must have in their head. You can continue to hate us for all I care. You can continue to hate the Biafra agitators, those of us that are talking on daily basis, coming online. You call us different kinds of names. You demoralize us. You block our channels. We cannot have viewers. You insult us. You say we don't have views. You say different kinds of things against us. You put on different kinds of hindrances and stumbling blocks to us. But I bet you, whoever you are indigenous in Nigeria, you should be thankful to the agitators. You should be very thankful to the Biafran agitators more especially. You must be thankful. Without pressure, operation thrives. Without agitation, injustice festers. Biafra agitation disrupts Nigerian comfort zone. That is a fact. Take it or leave it. It's an undeniable fact. So wherever you are as a Biafran, you must be proud of yourself. And continue to do whatever you have been doing that got us this far. Continue to do it and do more if you can. Because the battle is not yet over. It is not over until it is over. I bet you we shall overcome. No matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is, we shall overcome. We must address the lie that the Nigerian government always presents. The lie that have been telling against us for a long time. They say agitation is the problem. More especially in the southeast, they make you believe that agitation is the problem. In the entire Nigeria, they make you believe that agitation is the problem. Tell me, how is agitation the problem? If you are a sincere person, can you still stand up in Nigeria today and say agitation is the problem? They have succeeded in kidnapping Mazin Nandikana from Kenya. They succeeded in taking Mazin Samanapa out illegally through their court. They have tried everything to disorganize us. They attacked the Liberation Army of Biafra. They took away so many Biafrans, imprisoned so many of them. And today they feel they enjoy calm. But have they seen peace? They want you to believe that agitation is the problem. Agitation has never been the problem. Has never been the problem, and is not the problem. Today, the Nigerian is still on a red zone. Nigeria is still a red zone. The insecurity is still intensifying. Still a no-go area. Terrorists are running rampage in the northern part of Nigeria without any solution. Nigeria channeled all their energy in destroying the structure put in place to free the people, to secure the people. That was their focus. And they lied to you. So many of you believe that agitation is the problem. Even as I'm speaking, there are still people who are here watching me and they feel that we are the troublemakers simply because we are agitating for a better life. We are agitating for our freedom. Some people see us as troublemakers, not because I'm holding any gun, not because I'm preaching hatred, not because I'm attacking anybody, simply because I need to be free. I want my people to be free. How is that a problem? But that is what they make you to believe. They want you to believe agitation is a problem. They want you to believe agitation caused Nigerian crisis. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Agitation is not the cause. Agitation is the reaction. Is the reaction to the evil that is happening in the contraction called Nigeria. It is not the cause of the crisis. Agitation is the reaction to the crisis. It didn't start today. You do not blame the thermometer for the fever. You do not blame the alarm for the fire. Think about it. How do you go along blaming thermometer for fever? The thermometer you used to measure the temperature of somebody. And after measuring, you find out the person has fever. How do you now turn around and blame the thermometer for the fever? Or fire alarm that you put in your house. Then the alarm triggers on when the fire has now started. You now blame the alarm. That it is the alarm that triggered that caused the fire. Meanwhile, it is the fire that triggers the alarm. But in Nigeria, that is what you see. People blame alarm for fire. They blame thermometer for fever. Unbelievable. But this is something that happened in Nigeria that people tend to accept and follow. Biafra is a symptom of failed system. Just like our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu described Biafra. He said it's a place where the oppressed people run for safety. That is how he described it. A place where oppressed people run for safety. A child of necessity. And that is the only solution to the situation of Nigeria today. Biafra, through disintegration. The only remedy. The only remedy, as we always say, we appreciate the effort that the United States is making. We appreciate all the resources they are putting in to make sure that the people in Nigeria are safe. But that is not enough. Whatever they are doing today is just temporary. It's temporary. It is not going to last. For as long as this entity called Nigeria continues to remain together, if we continue to remain the same, whatever you are doing today is a waste of resources, waste of time and energy. Just like time and energy were wasted in Afghanistan. After more than 20 years, they went back to whom they are. The same will be applicable to Nigeria if you do not disintegrate Nigeria. The only way to have a permanent solution to the case of Nigeria is disintegration. It is not out of hate. It is out of love for humanity. The Arewa can have their caliphate peacefully with those who want to be with them. The Middle Belt can be on their own, practice the system they want. The Yorubas can be on their own, practice their monarchical system. And the Biafran people who are Republicans can equally be there and practice whatever system they want. This is a permanent solution to the case of Nigeria. And the more you continue to run away from this, the more you create more problems. Because it's not going to go away. Today, Nigeria is a country at a crossroad. The contraption called Nigeria is a country at a crossroad. I want us to be honest this morning. Nigeria today is a nation struggling with legitimacy. A state battling credibility. A system losing global trust. That is what Nigeria is today. And the world is asking, can Nigeria reform itself? That is the question that the world is asking. Can Nigeria reform itself? Can Nigeria respect human rights? Can Nigeria manage diversity fairly? The answer is no. The answer is capital no. For as long as that title, Nigeria, remains there, Nigeria cannot reform itself. Nigeria cannot respect human rights. Nigeria cannot manage diversity fairly. It's not going to happen. So far, Nigeria's answer has been silence, force, and denial. Nothing is going to work. Nigeria cannot change from terrorizing its own people. It cannot change or recreate itself from what it is today. For you to know that Nigeria will not work or survive, as we speak today with all this pressure, with all this fact, with the global focus on Nigeria today, so far, Nigeria's answer has been silence. Silence, that's the answer. Nigeria's answer has been force. The only answer Nigeria provides is denial. They deny every single thing that is very obvious, including information that the world has come, a country like the United States have come on the ground to witness, see, interview people, yet they continue to deny. That is how bad it is. And because of this, because of the silence, because of the force, and because of the denial, that is why the pressure must continue. We must continue to mount the pressure. More especially those of us in agitation. Continue to speak in your platform. It doesn't matter, even if it's one or two people that are watching you. You know the world, they want here they will entertain. In this our platform, we don't come here to entertain people. That is why you don't see many people in our platform. We don't come for entertainment. And we don't follow crowd. We don't follow trending events. They say this one is trending, you jump into it, you talk about one trending person. No, we don't do that. We focus on facts. We focus on evidence. Focus on the truth. And that is why our audience are limited. So don't get worked up. All you need to do is, as you join us in this platform, if what we are preaching resonates with you, you share. If it doesn't resonate with you, then let go. But as soon as you join us in this platform and you are listening, once the information you are getting resonates with you, you share it across board. Chukwu Okuka Abiyama know how to circulate the information, and more people are going to get it. And before you know it, rescue will come. We must not lose the tempo. Losing the tempo is dangerous, very, very dangerous. We must not lose the tempo. Now, listen very carefully. Every freedom struggle in history failed when momentum was lost. Every freedom struggle in history failed when momentum was lost. We must not lose momentum. I know that many Biafrans have lost interest because of things that are happening, because of many bickerings, because of people fighting each other, brothers and sisters fighting each other, because of the blackmail, propaganda, lies that are coming from East, Western, and South, because of the infighting. Many Biafrans have lost interest. I know many people that speak to me privately. I know many people who are no longer interested because of the things that are happening. But that is not the solution. You must be able to stand up and stand strong. Follow that which you know is the truth. Pursue it and follow it. I am not here to dictate to you what is right and what is wrong. I am not here to tell you which is which. Every single one of us as a human being, created by Chukwu Okuka Abiyama, he put in us a common sense. Though the common sense is not common, but if you want to activate your common sense, you can activate it and know the truth, as long as your heart is pure. But if you don't have a clear heart, it will be difficult for you to know the truth. Only those who have pure hearts can be able to identify the truth. Watch every program without sentiment. Listen to us without sentiment. You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Every freedom struggle in history failed when momentum was lost. When people become tired, as I can see now, many people are tired in the quest for Biafra. It is not a joke. Many people are tired. I can understand. The pressure is so much. The stress is so much. The insult, the attack, the disorganization, the infighting is too much. I know many people are tired, but you don't have to get tired. Sometimes when you think of what you are looking from, where you're heading, you think about our leaders who are in captivity. You don't need to get tired. When you get tired, what do you expect them to do? When people get distracted, as many are distracted in this journey today, so many people are distracted. When people become divided, very divided. That is why today's message is critical, very critical. This is not a time to slow down. We must not slow down. We must not slow down for any reason whatsoever. It doesn't matter what has happened to you. This is not the time to relax. Don't relax. I can bet you that if I had the opportunity to take a rest, I will. But this is not the time. Left for me, I should be relaxing, enjoy myself, and take a rest. Even if I don't have anything to do, just sleep. But this is not the time. This is not the time to lose focus. Our focus is Biafra, nothing else. As I've always said here every time, the only mission I have is Biafra. The only thing I represent is Biafra. And the only thing I speak for is Biafra, nothing more. I'm not here to entertain anybody. I'm not here to promote anybody, individual or group. I'm here to promote Biafra and speak for Biafra, that's all. The little I can say, I will say. The little I can do, I do. Every one of us have something we can equally do. In whichever way, in whichever area, any angle you feel that is where you can be able to operate sincerely in quest for Biafra, please go ahead. The moment pressure drops, injustice regroup. The moment this pressure that we have mounted, that brought the attention of the whole world, the moment this pressure drops, injustice will regroup again. They will regroup. That is why we must not allow the pressure to drop. We must maintain the tempo. We must maintain the tempo, more especially in the quest for Biafra. We must maintain the tempo. Wherever you are, anybody, whatever you are doing, maintain it. I don't want to know what it is. I don't care to know what it is. I don't want to know the group where you belong. But you see this tempo for the freedom of Biafra, wherever you are, maintain it. Keep it going. Keep pushing. Tempo means consistency. Tempo means discipline. Tempo means strategic persistence. We must keep the tempo. We must keep the tempo. The world responds to evidence. I said it in one of my programs. That the world don't respond to your pity. They are not here to pity you. All those pity parties is over. They are not here to respond to your emotions, no. The world responds to evidence. The world responds to consistency. The world responds to pressure over time. These are the things you must hold on to as a Biafran agitator. If you genuinely want freedom, always let this be ringing into your ears that the world responds to evidence. Gather as many evidence as you can. The atrocities of Nigerian government against your people. Testimonies of eyewitness accounts. Gather as many evidence as you can. Continue to document them and send to the necessary authorities and bodies. Remain consistent in everything you are doing. Consistency. Pressure over time. That is what the world responds to. These are what the world responds to. If the tempo is maintained, global attention remains. You can't remove it. If we maintain this tempo, Nigeria will never, they cannot succeed in taking away the global attention. With all their lobbying group or whatever, they will not succeed. With all the lobbying. But if they succeed in weakening us and we reduce the tempo, oh, we are gone. We must maintain the tempo. This assignment is mostly for us, the Biafran people. Because we know what we want. We know what we have been through. If the tempo is maintained, global attention remains. International pressure increases. The truth cannot be buried. You see why it is important that we maintain the temple. We must maintain the temple to keep the global attention. To keep it, make sure they are not distracted. To maintain the international pressure, keep it intact. And make sure that truth is not buried. That is where I urge people. Do not stop speaking about the atrocities committed against your people, more especially Mazi Nnamdi case. In every program, point it out. Wherever you go, wherever you speak, on your platform, when you write about the illegal detention of Mazi Nnamdi, illegal conviction of Mazi Nnamdi through unwritten law. The illegal conviction of Mazi Nnamdi by Omotosho. The kidnap from Kenya. The extraordinary rendition. The human rights abuse. Continue to speak about them. Speak loudly. We must maintain the temple. But if the tempo drops, if we allow the tempo to drop, the world will move on. The world will move on. They will pretend nothing happened. Oppressors will regroup again. History will repeat itself. All these things are things we are saying to remind you of the things you must do. It's not as if you don't know these things. These are things you have already known. These are information that are really on your table. But we need to keep reminding you. We need to keep talking about it. We need to make sure that these informations are not ignored. We make sure we maintain the tempo. We'll keep the tempo. Don't allow it to drop. We will not allow the world to move on. We will not allow the oppressors to regroup again. And we will not allow history to repeat itself. Today, as we speak, a lot has already happened, and international communities are watching on the world. And the fate of Nigeria today is what you already know and I know. The fate of Nigeria now. Not religious faith alone, but national faith. Let us speak on the fate of Nigeria now. Not religious faith alone, but national faith. Nigeria today is testing the fate of its citizenship. Nigeria today is testing the fate of its minority. Nigeria today is testing the fate of its future generation. Faith is not blind loyalty. Faith is belief backed by justice. That is what faith is. A belief backed by justice. A nation that ignores justice loses faith. A system that silences voices loses legitimacy. And this is where Nigeria stands today. That is where Nigeria stands today. That is why it is important. We remind you, we call your attention to stand strong and don't allow anyone to distract you. The message we are delivering today is not just for the Biafrans. It's for everybody in that found him or herself in that contraption called Nigeria. Even those that call themselves the one Nigerian, the message is for them, if they want to make use of it. To the youth watching, you are not too young to understand history. The youths, those young ones, we are not too young to understand history. To those in diaspora, distance does not remove responsibility. There are some of you in diaspora who are supporting the Nigerian government. You think you've escaped, and you are supporting evil against your own people. Distance does not remove responsibility. History will ask one question: where did you stand when truth was on trial? We're going to get there. When history will ask question and say, where did you stand when truth was on trial? Silence is not neutrality. Silence always favors the oppressor. Get it clear. Silence always favors the oppressor. That is why we call for action. That is why we call for warning. I want to deliver this clarity. Nigeria is at a defining moment. Biafra agitation has already changed the conversation. The world is already watching. Don't you ever think that it's going to be business as usual. It can never, ever be business as usual. It is a defining moment. And Biafra agitation already changed the conversation. The world is already watching. The only question left is this: will the tempo be maintained? Maintaining the tempo is important, just like Mazen Nandi kind of cried out during the NSAS. Remember, Mazen Nandi kind of was shouting during the NSAS, telling the Nigerian youths, if only you can keep it for 1 week more. If only you can maintain the tempo for 1 week more. But did they? They were not able to maintain it. Instead, they went into different kinds. Their stomach was in the front. Some of them went into discovering food, searching for one thing or the other, and they lost the tempo. Today, I'm asking, will the tempo be maintained? Because freedom is not negotiated in comfort. Those of you who are looking for comfort, when you say sit at home, they say, oh, how can we sit at home? What will we eat? How will they eat? How will they sleep? How will they take shower? These are the kind of questions. When you give responsibility to a black man for his freedom, he begins to question you. He begins to question you. They want to be in a comfort zone and be free. Laughable. Freedom is not negotiated in comfort. Freedom is not begged for. Freedom is sustained by pressure. Pressure. Don't you ever forget that. That is why whoever you are, I don't castigate anybody. I don't attack anybody. Whatever you can do on your own level, in your own place, please start doing it. Whatever you can do on your own level, at your own standard, please continue to do it. I'm not against anybody. Whoever you are, that thing you feel is to honor. As long as it brings out the quest for Biafra, as long as you put Biafra in the front line, let's maintain that tempo. Let's maintain the tempo. Don't allow anybody to take away your position. I saw a video that was made by Wazirike, where he was responding to people who said he called himself Prime Minister. Whatever he wants to call himself, it's up to him. You and I know what we are chasing. We know what we want. Today, our Supreme Damazin Nandekano have been taken away all the way to Sokoto to make sure we don't hear from him. When he was in Abuja, every week we get updates. Every single week. 2 times in a week we are getting updates. But now you see where they kept him to make sure they reduce and silence everything about Mazin Nandekano. And they are succeeding. How many times are you getting results again from him? How many times are you getting update from him? How many times how many people are still talking about Mazin Nandekano? The same thing with Mazin Simon Ekpa. How many times are you getting update about Mazin Simon Ekpa? When was the last time you heard anything about Mazin Simon Ekpa? Where? When? How? We must maintain the tempo. Wazirike came up and called himself Prime Minister. Good for him. If that is the role he will play to maintain the temple, let him go ahead. I don't have any problem with anybody. Let me play the video of the recent response he made. Even though I agree with him with certain ways, but there are so many things he says that I don't agree. I know Wazirike, I know his problem, I know how far he can. We all know his stories. And judging with what we are still seeing today, it is only 1%, not up to 1% of us can be able to survive what Wazirike survived. The temptation that was placed before him. When all his commanders came and now begin to be the ones to tell him to drop Biafra, what then do you expect? So that is why I have quit from blaming anybody. I quit from blaming anybody. You can never understand until when you're in people's shoes, then you understand what they feel. Let's hear what Wazirike has to say on that his message.
Mwa kuburu na mmapụtakwa na Facebook ikwu okwu again. Mana m nọkọtara sị ka m bịa kwuo nke a ka m were kọwasịara ndị na-aghọta anụ. Maka na sị na agwa ofu onye hụrụ wụrụ ya eke na mmadụ na-amara akọwara ya. Ahụrụ m ya ndị mmadụ nọ na-ekwu na Facebook na maka na Nnamdi Kanu nọ na nga, Simon Ekpa nọ na nga, na Wazirike bịa chie prime minister na ọ chọrọ ibidokwa Biafra again. Nonsense. M ga-ememe abụ ibido Biafra again. For what? Enweghị dị otu ahụ. Achọrọ m peace in the southeast more than even ndị a niile na-ekwu ihe a. Maka mụnwa nọ na southeast ebe a. Majority of ndị a na-ekwu ihe a na outside. Kedu ihe a na-ebido n'isi? Kedu ihe a na-ebido n'isi taa? Ebe ala Igbo na-agbagaraghara kamgbe echi. Chukwu eme ụlọ abịa ụgbọ dịka udo ọnọ. Ọgwụkwa mgbe mmadụ ga-abịa eti ọgba aghara. Isi ọ dịkwa onye aha mma. Otu a gbara Krismas a gasịrị aga n'udo, obiọma na-akpa m. Maka na Nnamdi Kanu anọ ya, Simon Ekpa anọ ya, na-abịa bido ọgba aghara. For what? Ihe anyị mere na 38, ihe anyị mere anyị bido since 7 years ago na-eme every year. Can you release? I dechiri m ya maka ihe m na-ekwu chọrọ ikwu ugbu a. Onye izizi bụrụ na our prime minister 7 years ago bụ onye na-akpọ Lambert Obika Izu from Olo. The second person bụ na prime minister bụ Chinedu Ama-Ife-Obi from Delta State. The third person bụ onye na-akpọ Michael Mbachu from Rivers State. The fourth person was Mrs. Calista Amamu from Anambra State. The fifth person was Mrs. Precious Wezoke from Abia State. The sixth person was Mrs. Virginia Ubezuonu from Newi, Anambra State. This seventh person was Kalistus Eze from Imo State here. Ndị a niile eswechara in otu a esiri mee nke Kalistus a. Enweghị dị iche anyị mere. Throughout these 7 years a na-eme ha, anyị tọpụla gọọmenti Nigeria. Ka e nwere onye si na ya nọ na be ya abịa mee ya arrest. Si ya ngwa ya kwụọ tax ma ya mee nka ma mee nka. Ya ha eji iwe na-aga ido onwe anyị as an organization.
He made an important misinformation there that the prime minister they enacted in their own organization is what they put in place to guide themselves in their organization. Did you hear that? Was it case that prime minister have inaugurate on their own for themselves in their organization, to guide themselves within themselves in that contraption called Nigeria. So don't be scared of their title of prime minister or whatever. As I have said, let us stop paying attention to some irrelevant informations. You and I know what we want. We know those who are in the front line for the Biafran struggle. We know them. I don't need to advertise them. I don't need to come and clap and jump on them. We know. Our common sense tells us. But if anybody is doing anything somewhere to keep the tempo, let the person continue whatever he or she is doing. Don't waste your time to join the distraction. Don't give that attention to any distraction. Wazirike made it clear that the prime minister they inaugurated is for their organization, to maintain their organization among themselves in that contraption called Nigeria. Not to foment trouble.
Abia may arrest. Siangwaya ya kwata sumoya menka mo menka. Ya hide you na guide on as an organization.
If a hajina guide on with as an organization, Prime Minister have inaugurate among themselves. If a hajina guide on with as an organization, is enough explanation for anybody to go back and focus on whatever you are doing.
And when you got no like now video me last time, so le kwa eba kosra agba na se no ntem aso kosra ya na Imo State sorry na Southeast. So when he all my mom di ruan na bia le soju oku di otu a na Nnamdi Kanu no egba Simon for was nke police. For what? I may believe for what?
Yeah, that is one thing. Let us stop creating this competition mind. Let us stop creating this competition. Whoever is making any effort, we know those who are in the front line. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in competition with Mazi Simon Ekpa. Neither is Mazi Simon Ekpa in competition with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Likewise, Wazirike is not in competition with any one of them, neither Simon Ekpa or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is not in competition. He's not doing his own thing. Likewise, so many other people are doing one thing or the other to keep the tempo alive. Let's not draw narrative that will create distraction and division among us. Let us not create those narratives. That is the instrument of the janjaweed. They will push in one narrative and we begin to fight about interpretation. Before we begin to fight and get interpretation, they will be causing harm and destruction. Enough of paying attention to things that are irrelevant.
Some people, like one man, only look said to Bala one or again. Kayana Bada man. Okay, white piano. Or called a Germany copy. As I told Bali is casting, can I have that man? Also, now was Rike, no, I go on a prayer, not because economy is bad, they go on a gola. This man, I'm not only now, Unamazia.
This man he's talking about, I know that man. This man he's talking about doesn't want to hear anything Biafra. That guy he's talking about now attacks him as Nnamdi Kanu, attacks him as Simon Ekpa. Anybody that talks about Biafra to maintain the tempo, he attacks. And sometimes some of us ignorantly join these people to attack our own brothers. This man is pointing at that man that had white beards. I've forgotten his name. I've watched some of the video. This man wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. He criticizes Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He doesn't want to hear anything Biafra. Anybody that his name is attached to Biafra, he will fight that person, destroy that person, and call him different kinds of names. And these are the people that create this narrative. They create the narrative. They tell you, oh, Wazirike now is making himself a prime minister. And those of us that are genuinely in the agitation, we get distracted with that. Don't get distracted. When you hear certain things, close your ears as if you didn't hear it. You know where you belong. You know what you're doing. Continue what you are doing. These are people that are being paid to create a distraction among us. It is high time we begin to. I said this year, 2026, will not be about noise. It will be about strategic informations, strategic analysis, strategic broadcast, It is not about just saying because you hate somebody or because you like somebody. Or no. There are things we must begin to take away. And when we hear a weapon, we will begin to learn how to whip all those things and a weapon. This man he's talking about is a hardcore enemy of Biafra, even though he's an Igbo man with the BS. And when these people they start this kind of attack, they will hand it over to us that are genuine agitators, and we will now use it and fight ourselves. Before you know it, chaos everywhere. It is time we begin to sanitize, pay attention to things that matters, and ignore irrelevant information.
Somebody Obina from Germany, I don't see what is the one or the white. Not no. Na apụtasị na ihe m ji aji na-eme Biafra maka ego. Please, ọ dị maka nkọwara unu ọfụma. Enwe ndị ji maka masọb Biafra na-akpata ego. Ọwụ ụwa zuru ike. M gara India na 1982. 1982 m gara India was a self-sponsored student. Nne m na nna m enweghị ego ise ndị ume abroad. Ịzụbụ m ibu na Nigeria ma ọfụkwa nke ga abroad. Akụziri m nkụzi na Kano. Raise ego na Kano. From Kano ka m si gawa Lagos. See from Lagos gawa India. Nne m na nna m anwa ha mgbe m gara India. Ha ji ha ego. So due to my nature, the nature of my studentship or my scholarship, I had to start business in India. Now, so ya na-akpọsarị efe ndị India anụwa na nke a na-agba n'aka anyị na-akpọ imitation jewelries na-ebulata Nigeria. Enwe ha na holidays ma eburu ihe ndị a nata Nigeria rubecha ya ma ewere eze ego m ji akwụ ụgwọ school fees m na India laghachikwa India. Emegide ma ebudowe ya na-akpọ surgical equipment na-ebulata na Onisha ka a ga-ere surgical equipment m butere from India because India by cargo. From there, make into investment, na lands, na all these buildings. Majority of all through the process, I raised a lot of money because all of them now so they appreciate. If we don't get me video here, Pastor Biafra, all these houses started appreciating. So, and when you a bit of Biafra. Now, because of Ago and Agum. And the main issue in Biafra was in 1999. From 1998, we will vote to Obasanjo. Obasanjo was president. Orungwana honor considered to his cabinet. Among the service chiefs, the work of Obasanjo and the 6 service chiefs, and the Constitution of Nigeria, each service chief is supposed to be from one zone, from each zone. So, Obasanjo and Igbo, people like Ekwueme, and also Ebidokiku against it. Obasanjo said, people defeated in a war are not supposed to speak for 200 years. Ya Okuru. Jono Bonamtin Dongwa, Obasanjo Okuru, people defeated in a war are not supposed to speak in 200 years. If you don't know, I'm say okay, fine. It can go Biafra, Ghana before. Biafra now. That was how I started Biafra on my own, in my house at Agulejika. That was how I started. I started on Biafra National as at that time. I've been in business, importation, as a lawyer for over 10 years. I had money and with access. My return on investment for 1 year, my sub-organization cannot raise it in 10 years. I repeat, my ROI, return on investment for 1 year, my organization cannot raise it in 10 years. So if you ask was wicked, Macau ego myself, ego like myself get this without being immodest. And when some investments we tap down my hebehano. Not get trace webehano. Because investment my hobby. And like I say, him to because of Washirimike as a self-sponsored student. Man, big like I'm just home from in Nigeria. Every time I want a holidays, my little Nigeria. Yaran, why I'm who I large India, Ghana, self-sponsored student. No, be my land investment because of the profit will take an investment. Mzola time the next 1 year. For the share, made it twice. Or more, they do my organization, not the way around. So when I say, forget about that, leave that angle. I invite you, that man. I'm a nigga again, I'm the question with my hage. As I'll get it to Ragua, something to Ragua, but do not age this thing. Somebody to Ragua. When I blessed on Hana, Nigeria speaks, Hana Pakore. Do you understand? I invite you, come to Owerri. Come, I invite you as a brother. When we're with you, we will gather when Biano Owerri. If you are one or two of your friends only okay, Pia can take it around. And when him to enter, they go for Gomu Yendia, I will go, but I'm not potassium with the riches. I go and myself cannot feed me. Myself, I don't go like Uncle last time. Before I become my soul, all on in more physics, my soul, everywhere which hold on. When you see now, I see a potan japo. The first little Biafra when I Washington DC or more. Even Bible time, I Maryland, aside the one Biafra house in Maryland. $20,000 himself in Maryland. Don't know how they Maryland every the money. If it was London, I may pay little Biafra. Money, Chegum. Come back and people to was Rico before. And when we go to room was with 1 naira before. Because I don't need it. And then Romia. I don't can go what you know for Makasa Koro a guru. More I need peace in the south is more than any other person. Because I'm living here. Everyone has to come and someone to say, I will write petition. Go and give the government that arrest you and put you in for life imprisonment. I don't deserve life imprisonment. What I deserve is death. Because my commander, Ifeanyi, was shot in my presence. He was full of life at Omololo. If there is or there was somebody to die, it should be me. Because he died for something he didn't know anything about. On what people that's natural on what suppose. So don't threaten me about writing petition. I won't be here. Throughout India, unknown government now, so I see and I say, way back. I'm no. You won't go on your Jonato. And I see the petition. Do you think a freedom fighter who is not ready to die or go to prison for what he believes in is fake? It's fake. I'm not afraid. Do you understand it? My first casualty, Gabriel Ogu, that was shot at Naba. Ogem got declared Biafra, Naba, 2000. May 22. The boy I got the flag on Westro. After I had left, Ndami acquired by Yamu. By the Pedro Aliana Mpise, I kissed his corpse. Doing Shebans, come on, can make it the way here. Hapoga. Give womb, that's your spirit womb. Why am I? You understand? Well, Uncle Korea, Deborah Logos, come and make it the way here, Biafra, April. The first casualty, come Kalash was straight group womb. Eguana Hatum. So, not Nasim, made their petition, got life imprisonment, and so what about that? But that's not the issue. The issue is that I want peace. That was why, from day one, you see, Biafra, non-violence, non-exodus. I don't matter. Nobody is supposed to die. And that one was supposed to first, but come with Bidoria. I'm a Nanka, name me, oh, him, the Bidoria. See, I want to say, I see, Bomo. Oh, no, John, I told my camera Bidoria. So, Madame, Majama, oh, Maja. Why am I Manuta? Now, one country, son of exile. You know, now what I believe in. And when freedom of speech, freedom of association, right to self-determination. No, I can name it through non-violence. Deviated from my principle of non-violence. Be the one matter. Mosway, no matter, Scabueno matter, got enough on matter, and the spirit of Biafra gave boom. Man, as long as no non-violence, they won't even encouraged to go and do any criminal act. No one naturally may him get a weapon. Look, I'm not against what these people criticize them. I love you guys. Like this woman, blessed great woman. I love that woman. I don't miss any of her programs because she's very objective. Very objective. I started following her. Where Okro was an American in Israel. 2017. I will follow her. I follow Ijele Speaks. No matter every time when I call me and all that, I still love you. Because I share your sentiments. And when I go, I walk here, big Sean. And then they are against what these people who are. Lord, all these people outside now contribute to the syndrome. Putra Hebe, Putra Hambo, Seha, Putra Columbini, Hana Kosovala, then abroad. These are the people I'm against. And they must desist. You must stop. If you don't stop, no problem.
Now, this is where he always displays his unqualified judgment. You see, that is why sometimes I will allow him to speak because I know he's going to come to his level of knowledge and understanding. He has spoken and spoken and spoken and said all what he said. Now he comes to the area of concern, accusing those who are living abroad of sponsoring insurgency in Biafra land, bringing ammunition and weapons and all whatnot. This is a false accusation. This idiot knows that that sin is a false accusation. Sorry to call him an idiot because once you behave like an idiot, that is why we are Republicans. When they say that Igbos don't have king, it is something like this. Once you speak like an idiot, we address you as an idiot. When you speak with senses, we address you as a sensible person. I don't have any personal thing with you, but in this part, you got it all wrong. The people that are sponsoring the terrorism in Nigeria, the attacks, is the people that are with you there in Nigeria. Your governors, your politicians. They are the ones sponsoring the genocide against the Biafran people, the Ebubago people. It is not a hidden. It doesn't need you that is in Nigeria should know better. You should know better. You that is in Nigeria should know better. Those who are sponsoring the atrocities in Biafra land. So for you to come here and begin to accuse people who are living abroad of sending them money and sending weapons, you're just being mischievous. And that is where leadership comes in. When we say you are not qualified to lead or to be on top, this is because of this kind of a comment. Mazin Nandegano cannot make this kind of idiotic comment. He can't. Mazin Simon Ekpa equally will not make this kind of comments. Whenever you come on the international stage on the media and you begin to accuse innocent people, more especially legitimate Biafrans living abroad, who are the ones even making your voice to be heard. It is because of these people abroad that are making your voice to be heard. Without them, nobody knows that you exist. Without the people living abroad, shout from morning till night. Nobody knows. The Nigerian government will take you out without looking back. But these people living abroad are the people that are keeping the tempo, making sure that the eyes of the international community is focused on what is happening in Nigeria. So when you begin to speak in this manner, I begin to wonder, what is pushing you? What is your motive? And this is why many people don't agree with you. This is why many people hate you. This is why many people attack you. Because you always end very bad in your presentation. You end up very badly. Your judgment is always very, very corrupt judgment and very bad judgment. At the end of the day, when you speak and speak, as people begin to see the loopholes in your informations. I just allowed you to speak from beginning to end. You made points where you made points, which I also elaborated and told people to leave you alone. And look at how we have landed. Accusing people living abroad of sponsoring the insurgents in Biafra. When you know that the people sponsoring the insurgency are there with you in Nigeria. They are there with you. And each time when you come this out and say that non-violent and non-violent, you have never explained what it means to be non-violent. And I have never seen you want to explain the meaning of self-defense. You claim to be a lawyer. You should have known that there is something called self-defense. You should have known better that there is something called self-defense. It is a right that every human being has. Even animals have that right. Plants, every living thing have that right of self-defense, and they activate it. But each time when you come on to talk about this, your non-violence agitation, you do not put caveat. I don't know. You just try to say it to discredit people. What? In as much as we are trying to digest things that you say sometimes you make it very impossible for us to digest. And I hope you learn your lesson. It's either you remain quiet and don't talk when you know you can't be able to conclude fine, or you hit the point and you go back. Hit the point, say or pass your message and go back without putting out things that will indict you. This last statement you made is irrelevant and very, very callous. Unacceptable when you accuse Biafrans of being responsible. You are just accusing Biafrans of being responsible of the insecurity. You are accusing Biafrans abroad of being responsible of the insecurity in Biafra land, when you know it is not true. You know it is not true. We have our sister on the ground there who has made proper investigation, a journalist, and she has said it the way it is. But each time when you come, even when we think you have something to say, you will end up shooting yourself in the leg. It is sad, but that is the world we live in. And as I always say, we always give people that privilege to say what you want, say your mind. Say what you want to say. But why I will not be silent is when you begin to indict a fellow Biafran unnecessarily. That I will not accept. Not this time. Not at this point in time where we are. Our focus should be our enemies. Our focus should be our enemies. Our focus should be on how to position ourselves and tap into the new world order. That should be our focus. How are we going to tap into the new world order to be able to reap the fruit of our effort that we've been putting for many years now? Because unfortunately, you just missed out. It's okay. There's no time that is late for people to learn. We know who our leaders are. We know where they are and what they have done and what their intentions are. And we will not allow anybody to distract us. You're welcome, my brother Christian. Thank you for joining, bro Christian.
Righteous morning, brother.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, yeah, I'm a little busy, but so I'm just you know. So thank you for your. Make a reference, but I know I'm your from us no but I'm just people who fought to walk or again. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, there are people who fought war will not have a say until after 200 years.
Who said so? That is what law? Is there anywhere Onwebe law promulgates such thing?
My brother, I don't know. That's what Obasanjo told him.
Well, obviously, obviously we know that Obasanjo was agent in the British, so many of them like that, So these are the people assigned, to continue to keep their empire going. That is what it's all about. So that people who fought war will not have a say after 200 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about Germany that fought war that forced the entire world into a world war? So what happened? They were allowed to not only integrate, but they were helped to rebuild and rebuild. And today they are the giant of Europe. If you know what I'm saying, economically, Germany is still So why if you fight war? If you wage a war against the entire world, and millions lost their life in the process. Property, so many uncountable number of things was lost in the process. How much more people who just want to be free? What is the crime in asking to be free? You don't chance, you deprive our, then they stand up to fight for your right. You say that they will not have say until 200 years. Really? That's rubbish. Or is that why Wazirike gave up? He's wasting his time. He's wasting his time. The thing is that he has tried his best. We know, okay? Omele onwala otuike siwedia, yeah, and and he gave up, and more or less now. He probably, I cannot say for sure with certainty, but all the Mkayan and the zoo, the politicians, they are together, more or less. I feel that, so, but, well, like you said, if he says something right, we acknowledge. If he says the wrong one, we push back. So, yes. But at the end of the day, we are not counting on him, because we know those who are for real. We know that. He's not a rocket. You don't need a suicide or whatever to tell you who are in need for real. Because Nnamdi Kanu, he has been given everything unimaginable, to cave in, to denounce, to give up, but he refused. Because it's not his calling. He never. I've said it from get-go, from day one. I said that it's never going to happen. It doesn't matter. It's never, because this is one person. I'm sorry, if Biafran people are saying, if they don't know this by now, well, I feel sorry for you. There's just one person, who has never will give up on Biafra. And our PM2 picked up on it, So these two persons, you can rest assured that they've seen the light and they will never go back to darkness. That is the thing. So, my brother, let him say whatever he wants to say. And I urge you over that we get there. Despite all this, whatever, I'm still very optimistic, very convinced that eventually it's going to come. We will be free. That you can be rest assured. Do nothing. Nigeria is collapsing and nobody can save it. Yeah, P2B, whatever he's trying to go and do in ADC, he's wasting his time. At the end of the day, they will put him where he belongs. You can deny yourself all you want, but the enemy know who you are. So continue to fool yourself, So what you are supposed to do the right thing by your people, but you don't want to do it, you will pay the ultimate price. He's coming, not be 26 with this, so yeah. By next year, then go do the election. Before then, say if we go know say na Igbo be. Let's watch and see.
When I look at the people that are with him in that ADC, you begin to imagine how he can emerge as the flag bearer. And if he emerges, the kind of condition they will give him.
100%. 100%. Because look at
I don't know why people don't think in that condition. Anything that has Nigeria, anything that has Nigeria.
Yeah.
Even if he succeeds to emerge in that, look at the caliber of people that are there. What they have done in the past.
And these are the people that write the direction, the conditions of how you will rule. They will give you the condition.
Yeah.
The same people that placed Tinubu where he is today and gave him this thing, this very condition that he's following today.
And tie Tinubu tie up his hand, you know, and that is why, you know, 2 years or maybe a little more than 2 years now into this government that he stole, you know, he still cannot do anything tangible. He's still being, you know, he's following the script because agreement and agreement, whether you like it or not. Agreement. In spite of the pressure being mounted by Trump, you know, he's still finding a way to play around it because agreement. That is why you still have the Ribados of this world running the show. The Matawale, the Shetima, they are the people running the show because agreement. You know, so it's very obvious for everybody who believes, who is factual, who believe in truth, who can see and have their brain to see what's going on. You know, every time they keep saying it, who are the sponsors of this terrorism? Who are the financiers? They are still being protected because they are the one running the government. They
are the one in the government. Every single one of them, those financiers, they are in the government, in the top offices.
Of course. So that is why the war, the whole thing they say they are fighting Boko Haram is a waste of time because at the end of the day, I believe that people will come to even the U.S. government and the Western world that have interest in what is going on. They will reach a point they're just gonna have to do the right thing, you know, because the right thing is that these people must let them have their own caliphate and do whatever they like, you know. Anything outside that is a waste of time. If anybody is depending on Tinubu, it's all about propaganda. They've mastered that art of propagandism. Every time you see them, Arise TV, Channel, or TVC, they will show military, they will show people, they will say they've captured 13, they say they lie. It's all lie, bro. It's all lie. Nothing. They were all there when I don't know how they continue to fall for it, you know. But there was there's an elderly guy, one Ofyong something. I just discovered him recently. He's doing so well. I can't even make up where is he from. But he's really hitting. I think Ofyong something. He just I saw a couple of times.
The one I played his video last time.
Oh, did you play his video? I didn't see it. Maybe I was not on their channel.
You were here. You watched it. I was in your program with you that day. I played it.
Oh, he looks fair in complexion, slightly fair in complexion, and don't quality that feature of in the Calabar.
It should be from that name. Is from that River State. It's from River State side.
Wow. Yeah, he is really he's giving it to them. Oh my goodness. I don't know where he's based, you know, but he's really giving it to them. It's a waste of time. All this whole thing is not gonna work. I have my suspicion because, like I always said, this whole thing stems from different angles, right? The P2Bs of this world, some of them have figured that in this new Biafra, it will not be business as usual as it is in the zoo. And some of them have committed, you know, some of them have become, what can I say now? So look at Mado Inyon Senono Kawelu Bible, you know, feature Ike. So obviously, you see the what comes with it. So some of them, it's just like, let's just continue in this one Nigeria, you know, as far as they can see or can tell, let them just continue in the one Nigeria, because if they go out of it, if something has happened, they will be directly affected. They will be out of it. That is another point, because I've said this several, and I continue to say it. If you have Biafra, if you have Oduduwa, if you have Arewa, you will not have the likes of the Tunubus running or Yoruba nation. It's not going to work. That is simply not true, you know. And you will not have the Ojus or Kalo and the Hopos or the 419 individual, criminal people. It's not going to work. They know it. They know it. Because the whole game will change, you know. But this Nigeria is that the cover. That is that cover they have. They can easily call up Abuja, you know, to come and just crush you, massacre you. It doesn't matter the number, they massacre you, and nothing happens. Nobody. And so this is the problem. Nigeria is the factor. That is the problem. People don't know it. They continue to live in illusion. One Nigeria election, this and that. It's crazy. The craziest thing you can ever imagine. It's not workable. Never is it going to work. So like I said, we see. It's just around the corner, how they will. I got Peter Biaga. That is much happier no party and I got her. By then he probably must have committed his followers to the article and ADC. Then obviously, if it turns out, if he decides to now walk away, yeah, because hello, man,
yeah, go ahead, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, women primary anua. Article ga just no. Oga coach up on the anua TNA someplace. Article will emerge from the primary. By then, it would have been too late for Peter Obi. Yes, it's possible that he might walk away. But if he walks away, he continues to make himself look stupid. Jumping here and there. They can wow. Just open.
He will accept vice this time.
Is that?
If he accept vice this time now.
But he has sworn that he will not, and his followers have also said that it's him or nothing. This is what they say. Many of them, in fact, Aisha Yusuf and so many, and Paul to Tommy, man, Paul to Tommy, also that now, that now Peter Obi, on all vice, he walks away. That is what he said. He said that. He said that if Peter Obi has said vice, he walk away. Aisha Yusuf, and so many of them have said the same thing. And then this Fulani guy from Mauritania that deputized him the last time, that he made.
For presidency too.
Mauritania, no, can you, if we are Fulani from Mauritania, But I asked him, I think it was that yesterday, I heard him saying that he's a Nigerian, he's a Hausa man. Can you imagine? But on Charles Anogolo program, we saw maybe a month or two thereabout ago, when Charles asked him, he was describing his ancestry, and Charles said, "Oh, so you are Fulani?" He tried to deny. He tried. Man, Jews, you remember that program, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. When Charles asked him, he was describing how they migrated, how the parents migrated from Arab, down to the Fulani parent migrated from, is it Tikrit? He mentioned one of these Fulani tribe into Mauritania and from Mauritania to Nigeria. And Charles, oh, so you are Fulani? And he was like, shell shock, sort of. But so this is the problem. For me, that is why I always say that they are all the same. If you allow yourself to be fooled, it's on you. So obviously they are Fulanis and their agenda is the same. If he is there with Peter Obi or if he become president, I don't think that is going to be any different from the program that has been set aside, the agenda that has been set. It's not going, because again, they've done what they did. They've done it already. They already brought in these Fulani from Sahel, and it was agreed that they will be brought into Nigeria. And like I said, that the challenge they face is now is how to settle them in Nigeria, integrate them, infiltrate, and in different regions, different parts of, and so many of them are in it, including Dangote, the Sultan, and the Abdul Salami. All of them are in it. All of them. I'm telling you the truth. Including this Dati and his senior brother, who always come out to mention IPOB here and there, but we know who are we know the people that are troubling Nigeria. It's the Fulanis. It's not the Hausa. It's not Yoruba. It's not anybody. No, it's the Fulanis. Yet there are complicity on the part of like the Yoruba, some of the Yoruba elite group, who feel that working with the Fulanis will give them a stake in Nigerian project, that they will be able to share in it. There are some too in our place too, so let us not be, So this is the problem. But we shall see. All this whole thing, let's just see. For Wazirike, I don't care much about him. He has done what he has done and he has moved on, So those politicians, he knows, Wazuke know that they are the one who is disturbing our land. They are the one who created Ubagu. They are the one who is bringing Fulanis. They are the one who is working with Nigeria or Jews or Cal. These are the people who are bringing Nigerian government. They are the one that prescribe our POB. They are the problem we have. We know that. But Wazuke, whether he likes it or not, that is just the fact. But he's probably being taken care of by the governors there too. That could very, very well be because he's there with them. You know what?
Yeah, exactly. That is why they will never speak the truth. They will never speak the truth because they are working with the governors. They are there serving the purpose of the governors. They will never speak the truth. That is why when he was making that last statement, trying to shift the insecurity to Biafrans living abroad, when you know fully well that the people that are causing the insecurity in Nigeria is the politicians. Politicians, they are the ones causing the insecurity. It has been proven beyond reasonable doubt by a journalist in Biafra land there who went underground and investigated and came out with her investigation that the people who are causing the insecurity are the governors. They are the one, nobody else. So how can you come here and begin to talk about people who are living abroad, sponsoring insecurity, bringing arms and drugs for people to take?
So, Mazi, is he making reference? Did he refer to PM Simon Ekpa or what?
He didn't call them, but I know that is what he actually. That's
where he's going. That is his. Okay. Well,
he didn't call them, but we know where he's going. We are not kids.
He's not to be trusted. He can't be. He's not. He can't be trusted. Absolutely not. Let him continue what he's doing. But if you believe or trust him, you are just, you are being deluded because he is a compromised individual. He's a compromised fellow. So he can say anything he wants. Today he say this, tomorrow he say that. It's like a wind. Anywhere the wind blows, he goes. But again, if he says something that we know that is absolutely true and makes sense, we acknowledge it. But when he comes with all these other, shadow, whatever, no, we reject it. Because people, the diasporans did nothing but cry out, do the best they can to enlighten the world about the genocide that is going on. That is what it's all about. If not for the diaspora, and trust me, if not for what the Biafrans in diaspora, the effort and everything, I don't know what becomes of the land. Our land, Alibo, I don't know what becomes of it without the diasporans who are moving, doing the best they can. Sometimes it's not enough, but crying out, writing, talking, meeting people, to an extent, it goes away to enlighten what is happening. If we left it like that, if we didn't do anything, like by now, the entire Alibo is saturated. I'm telling you the truth, because this is the primary objective of the politicians, the Soludos, the Hopus Odema, the Omahis, all of them. This is the one in Nenugu. This is their game plan to saturate. To just let them come in and mix up, in spite of their continuous kidnapping and massacre and this and that. But Omahi was crying. We saw Mahi cried when these Fulanis were doing everything he does, and but at the end he can't do anything about it because Buhari is his master. Just like Tinubu now, he's always dancing to the tune of Tinubu, So Soludo will come out to tell you that our people are the one doing it, even when he knows that it's not true. That is simply not true. So my brother, because like I said, we know where we're going. We know who we follow. Personally, I know who I believe in. I know who I follow. So every other distraction doesn't get to me. I know who are genuine. So, my brother.
That's the exact thing. That is the situation. Everybody should be able to know where he or she stands by this time. This is not a time to begin to persuade anybody to do this or do that. And for anybody to still continue to pretend today that you don't know the truth, or you're expecting me to come here and begin to say one or two things. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. every one of us should know what is right. But only to hear is that when you come here and you become an obstruction and distraction to the cause of Biafra, we are going to bring you and we shred you to pieces and put you where you belong. We will not allow anybody to come and play down the cause of Biafra or come and make the quest for Biafra as a joke. A lot is happening at this point in time. Why the Janjaweed is fighting so hard to change the narrative. So many of us are still there playing. We are still there playing. Instead of us to be serious and position ourselves and make sure that they don't change this narrative, we are there playing and we are listening to them. I pray that Chukwu Gabema will help us to overcome all these challenges that they are bringing from right, left, and center. Because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, and they are not going to stop.
No, they won't.
And their blackmail, they will not stop. The earlier we begin to prepare ourselves for what is coming ahead, the better, because these people are working tirelessly. They share themselves on different departments with different assignments, different responsibilities.
100%.
There are some group that their own work today is to make sure that they destroy this narrative, any narrative against the Fulani, against the Christian genocide, and they are working tirelessly towards that.
Yeah.
Tirelessly towards. There's a video I saw where they were doing one nonsense, one useless gathering, and what they were saying that they say is a meeting of, they say all the Christians and all the Muslims in the north unite.
Yeah.
They gave me the title "Unity of all the Muslim and all the Christians in the north." That's to show how serious these people are to change the narrative.
They are working tirelessly.
Working tirelessly day and night to change narratives.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can bring that video. Let us listen to that video and hear what they are saying on that very video.
Ko kuma na samu karban baki yan uwa abokanai makwabta daga bangarori daban-daban na arewacin Najeriya wanda muka bawa kanmu suna kungiyan sada zumunci ko kuma yin sulhu na arewa a shekarun da sun wuce ta samu rarrabuwan kai, ta samu tashin hankali da yawa wanda kowa yana hushi da wani.
Do you see the people that are the faces in that place? Can you see the faces there?
Yeah.
These are the core Islamists. Look at this Mauritanian man.
Yeah.
With the other one that is claiming to be a professor, he's sitting there. These are the people that are organizing this fake gathering. They say it's a group of Christians and the Muslim amalgamation unit of the north.
Is that Ahmed, the senior brother from the Mauritania guy?
Yeah, he's here. Look at him.
Yeah, they are so invested in this effort, exactly. And it's like a pack of cards, seeing it falling apart. They know what they are doing. So these are Christians, Northern Christians, is it?
Northern Christians and Muslims, they are uniting with Northern Christians. Northern Muslims are uniting together in one front. That is what they are saying.
Sometimes they can even go and sew this uniform and wear it on people. Wear it on people who are not. We've seen it. So we've seen it happen. So it's not some abstract something idea. It happened. We've seen it. Tinubu did it. And there's no length. There's no level. There's no length they won't go. These guys,
Yes,
but we just have to.
They are serious about this kind of a meeting. That man that is pushing for Christian genocide in the north should be here. That man should be here.
Yeah.
You remember? That guy that is pushing for Christian genocide should be here. If I thought they were serious.
Muna koyar da maganan Allah. Bible ya nuna mana babban aikin da Allah ya bamu shine na yin sulhu. Sulhunta mutane da Allah.
I will come back,
Okay, my brother. Okay, thank you so much.
ko kuma sulhunta mutane ga juna. To idan wani ya ce kai me yake kawo fitina, me yasa har akwai rashin jituwa tsakanin mu zo na mu yi sulhu. In kai ka san Allah zaka yarda da zaman, domin yin sulhu shine mafi alheri ga duka mu a arewa. Idan wasu ne dama sun cusa rayoyin domin a yi fitina, to kagan karyansu ya kare, tunda muna so mu zo na tare mu gyara abinmu. Shi yasa ina yin kira ga duk wani dan arewa, da matashi da babba da mata da yara da wanda sun zama malamai da 'yan siyasa, kai kowane irin abu kake a arewa, to zamanin fitinan nan ya gama. Mu yadda mu hada kai mu gina arewa, domin ba mu gina arewa dukkanmu ne za mu cutu. Idan wuta ya tashi yawa arewa baka da inda za ka je. Ni nikan ga mutane da su sani, in na je wani guri a kasan nan, duk da yadda dai ina ibadan coci ba za a yarda da ni ba. Haka ma kai ma dan arewa, an ka je wani guri a kasan nan, duk da yadda kake so ka nuna kana musulunci ba za a yarda da kai ba. Gidanka shine nan. To in ba mu yarda mun hada kai ba, muna lallace rayuwarmu na yau, muna lalace jin dadin da yaranmu da jikokinmu za su yi. Shi yasa mu kungiyar Krista mu yi na'am da bukatan da ke akwai na yin sulhu. Mu zo na tare, ka ga mun inda na yi maka laifi baka ji dadi ba, ni man ga maka inda kai baka ji dadi ba. Idan na gane ka gane, sai mu tuba wa juna, sai mu gyara gaba, domin ba za mu ci gaba da haka ba. To shi shugabanmu wanda ya jagonce wanda suka zo, mun taya shi murna, mun kuma godewa duk wanda suka zo. Na faɗa wani abu a cikin dakin taro, na ce na lura akwai mutane da yawa da sun fito daga north east, daga Borno, daga Taraba da sauransu. To ana son arewan ba na Kaduna kawai ta zauna lafiya ba, muna son arewan ta zauna lafiya Kaduna, ta zauna lafiya Sokoto, ta zauna lafiya Kebbi, ta zauna lafiya Katsina, Kano, har Borno, har Yobe, har Gombe, har Adamawa, har Kogi, har Kwara. Idan ko ina an zauna lafiya arewa, to yayanmu za su ji daɗi, domin Allah ya riga mana albarkan alherin kasa da alheri na wadata a cikin kasanmu. Kada mu yarda fitina ya hana yayanmu jin daɗi.
To me kake gani ya bambanta wannan yunkuri na yanzu da saura da aka yi wanda ba a samu nasara ba?
Ba wai ba a samu nasara ba, gaskiya da ke ciki shine dole mu godewa wanda suka yi a da ba hada kai da sun yi a da ba, wallahi da fitinan ya wuce abin muke gani. To amma bambancin na yanzu shine a wannan tafiya na yin sulhu akwai kan a ciki, akwai JNI a ciki, akwai Arewa Consultative Forum a ciki, akwai Northern Elders Forum a ciki, akwai kowane dan arewa a ciki. Ana wakilcin juna a yi tattauna. Amma ka gani idan an je Northern Elders Forum, mai yiwa kan ba ta gurin. Idan an je Arewa Consultative Forum, mu yan arewa ne, amma mai yiwa ba mu je a sunan kan ba, mun je a sunan yan arewa ne. To ma wannan mun lura da kowane kungiya da take fada a jiya arewa, mun ce zo har yanzu ba mu gama kawo duka mutane ba, mun fara ne, domin tafiya da za a fara mutane biyu suna iya fara, karshen a gama da mutane da biyu. To wannan tafiyan Allah ya so ya yarda, duk wata kungiya da take zaman kanta da take son ci gaban arewa za mu gayyace ta mu yi wannan tafiya tare, domin mu gyara matasa, mu gyara tsofi, mu gyara mata, mu gyara kowa da kowa. Abin da muke so shine arewa ta dawo yadda mun san ta jiya, ana zuwa makaranta tare, ana girma tare, ana ci gaba tare. Abubuwan da sun bambanta mu, idan ana fake da addini ne, to yanzu da addinin za mu yi amfani mu gawa mutane masu fake da addini nan karya suke, ba gaskiya suke. Idan ana fake da wata al'ada ne, da al'ada za mu yi amfani mu ce ba daidai ba ne. Idan duka muryoyin nan sun zo guri daya, kaga za a samu bambanci. Amma kada mu manta, shukin da an yi da ba banza bane, ita ma tana da ribanta. Adalin da yasa shi yasa yau mun gane bukata mu zo, da ba mu ba su yi wannan shuki ba, wallahi ba za mu gane bukatar ba. So kada wani ya tashi ya ce ai mu ne kada mu yi.
We must not be distracted. Those of us who are in this cause, we must not get distracted. We must focus and make sure that we continue to do what we have to do. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done a lot in his time. Mazi Simon Ekpa did a lot. And we have to do our part. Don't let their work and effort to be in vain. Let's hear this little message from Mazi Simon Ekpa before we close the program.
And then, of course, we have to refresh. All right, here we go. So welcome to this particular broadcast this evening. We are not going to mercy anybody. We are not going to have mercy on these three particular things I'm going to address this evening. Without wasting any time, let us go straight to the point. Let me give you background of what we are doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the face of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the messenger for Biafra people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just the mouthpiece for Biafra people who have been marginalized, cleansed, killed, genocide committed against them, and he rose up to defend his people, and his people support him. So if there is anything, if there is anybody to be arrested, if there is anybody to be kidnapped, we should be talking about kidnapping entire Biafra. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, it was not just Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that was kidnapped. Those of you in Lagos was kidnapped. Those of you in southwest of Nigeria from Biafra land, you were kidnapped. Those of you in other part of the world as Biafrans, you were kidnapped. So your image maker in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, and which means indirectly you are in the DSS dungeon. So some of you who see how angered I am, how disappointed I am, how desperate I have become, and the desperation is increasing on a daily basis. I am very, very desperate, and I'm not hiding it. I am not hiding it. How desperate I am to wake up the subconsciousness of people of Biafra is going to increase. So if you think that you have seen it all, my brother, wait for the weeks, the days to come. So long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continue to be in DSS dungeon, you are going to wake up by force. I will force you to wake up. You can never know joke. You can never know peace. You can never sleep well. I will force you to wake up. So if you think that you have seen people start, just don't worry. In a matter of weeks to come, you are going to see voices talking.
And Mazi Simon Ekpa kept this promise. He kept this promise and he made sure everybody was waking up. He woke up everybody that pretend to be sleeping. Both the politicians, everybody was on their toe. He kept this promise.
I don't care. I don't care. Until he is released. And let me tell you today, what we are doing is legal, completely legal, under international law, under treaties, which Nigeria is signatory to, under UN Charter, under Africa Charter, under other international instruments that Nigeria is signatory to. So whatever I am saying, my involvement in Biafra struggle is completely legal. So I'm not shaking, and I can never shake, because I know my right. And let me also make it very clear, even if we go into armed struggle today, it is legal. It is legal. And Fulani with their terrorism, you think we are going to fight them with ordinary hand? You think we are going to stop and defend our land, defend our women and children with ordinary hand? We need more arms to defend our land. So it is a fact. Forget all these things where everybody is painting the world. No. Everything we do is legal. Completely legal. Self-defense. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only wanted self-determination of Biafra people, and nothing more. It is according to law, which Nigeria also signed. In 1983, the African Charter came into force in Nigeria. It was domesticated in Nigeria in 1983. It forms the major law of the 1999 Constitution. The right of self-determination, the right to self-determination was, is continued today, very well stated in African Charter, Article 20, from Article 20 to 21. Not even from the Article 1 in the UN Charter, from Article 1, it's clearly stated why UN was formed, to maintain international peace. So this evening, I have come to address these nomadic Janjaweed people who are saying President Buhari must not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm going to make sure that I address every single word coming from them with more superior argument and evidences to show you how evil and demonic and devilish these people are. And that's why somebody like Ojus Okalo, I choose dog than him. Dog is a very well-respected animal. You went to our leader only to come and tell us how you made our leader's father the chief or the king. What the hell? Who care? Who care? Every given opportunity, this Ojus Okalo will insult Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At every given opportunity, he will come to insult. And some of you are not seeing it. But the only thing that makes me happy this evening, I am very, very happy. The only thing that makes me happy this evening is what he said after visiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said, I don't want to read all the garbage he wrote because it doesn't want to read it. But one particular statement got my attention. He said, well, it does not matter. I will continue to cancel him anyway. I will continue to cancel them anyway. It does not matter. What it means is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who knows whether he punched him? Because for that statement to come from Ojus Okalo, it means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dealt with him. So he came out disappointed. He came out disappointed. So the only thing he could do is to start announcing that he started announcing, I made his father this, I made his father that. My people, let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu probably punched him there. Because I read everything in that statement. And I see that it didn't go well with him and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It didn't go well. In fact, I want to bring let me read it, because it is important we address this thing once and for all. Let me bring it. But tell Ojus Okalo, we don't want him to visit our leader if all he will do is to look for an opportunity to insult the family and insult him. We don't care. We don't care who made the father this and who made the father that. We don't want to hear that. In 2001, when I was governor, I made his father Eze, Israel Okukano. This man continued. I'm worried. I am worried, particularly about this Ojus Okalo visit. Very, very worried. Because what came out of this man, what this man wrote here is just callous. Callous. Right? Who have killed people, who have killed military officers in their thousands. I am telling you, one day, the Nigerian army buried 1,000 people. 1,000. The New York Journal reported it. 1,000 people was buried. They were buried in the night. that we have not even enjoyed half of the impunity they brought to Nigeria. First of all, how many Boko Haram members have been released since the beginning of this government? Since the beginning of this current administration, since 2015, how many Boko Haram members who have physically chopped off head of young men and women and children, how many of them have been released? So who is driving ethnic division here? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have never handled gun. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have never handled knife. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. Is not a jihadist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was exercising his constitutional right as protected under international law from UN to Africa to where Nigeria is a signatory to. He was exercising his right. Are the Fulani killers, bandit, Boko Haram exercising their right? Is that right? Are the Fulanis, the Boko Haram fighting for self-determination? Under which law? What is the name of what Boko Haram is fighting for? What is the name? Huh? No, we need to ask these people. What is the name of what the Fulani bandit, the terrorist, the Boko Haram, ISWAP, what is the name? What is the thing they are fighting for? Is it self-determination? The answer is no. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for self-determination with microphone. Microphone. And they want him dead. But Boko Haram are giving amnesty without even facing trial. The worst part is that all the Boko Haram that has been released, none of them face trial. Do you understand the difference? And he is here chanting ethnic. I want you to show me any Boko Haram member from 2015 to 2021 that is facing trial. They don't face trial. Is either they kill them by mistake, or they kill innocent people and present them as Boko Haram, or they say they are surrendered. Now, the same people, let me also show you this one. The same people tell us, one moment. Are you aware of that? And we are not even yet using the arms. The law gave us right under Article 21, under Article 20, 21 of the African Human and People's Right, African Charter of Human and People's Rights, gave us right to use arms, because what the word of that particular article say is that liberation force. Liberation force to fight against foreign domination. Foreign domination. What we are witnessing in Nigeria today is foreign domination. It is a complete foreign domination. Fulani are not Nigerians. So it falls under that law. That is why, you see, if left for me, believe me, by now, Nigeria will be on fire. Nigeria will be, because these people, you don't treat them with kid glove. You don't treat them with pure water. You don't treat them with cold water. We need to put the Nigeria on fire to liberate ourselves. Look at Ethiopia. What is happening there? You know, when we are saying this thing, people are, look at Ethiopia. Go to Ethiopia. Go and search news. Go and read the news in Ethiopia. What is going on there? We don't continue to romance these things. Romance these things. Insulting us, cajoling us, treating us anyhow. You can imagine when they come, when you have set a precedent, they are now accusing us.
that our elders are setting a very bad precedent. So I want to prove this video for you to understand what has been going on. This has been going on since 2015. Only once, our elders went to Abuja. It becomes problem to the north. Only once. Just for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it becomes a problem to them. They are organizing press conference. They are castigating it. They are saying the Igbos want a tribal war. They are saying the Igbos want to destroy Nigeria. They are saying, for only one time, we ask for favor. That is not even a favor in the Bible, by the way. It is not even a favor. If we want to ask for favor, we would want Dumeme, the kidnapper, released. It is part of it. Because he committed crime. Dumeme, what is the name? The kidnapper. The kidnapper. In fact, left for me, I would go for his release. I would fight and say, let them release him, because if they can release Boko Haram, who have killed thousands of people, why can't they release the Dumeme? For us, he's our criminal. He is our own criminal. Evans. Why can't they release Evans? They sentence Evans to death by hanging. Now tell me, Evans' crime and this Boko Haram crime, which one is more grave? Which one is more grave? They are all the same. Evans' own is even So if I ask you now, which crime now is more grave, or more aggravated? Which one is more aggravated? Is it Wadume? Is it Evans? Is it Boko Haram? But we have not heard about Wadume. Wadume has not been sentenced to life imprisonment or by hanging. But Evans already collected his own verdict. So if we are going for Evans now, they will say we are looking for favor. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are not looking for favor. It is not a favor. Because you cannot sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under Nigerian law. It is impossible. So the only thing we are asking now is that don't waste time. Because at the end of the day, you are still going to release him. That is just it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what we are asking is that there is no need to waste time, holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you cannot sentence him, you cannot convict him anyway. Like the one we saw was Rike people, 15 good years. 15 good years. At the end of the day, they acquitted them. Because you can't convict anybody under Nigerian law for self-determination. You can't. So the only thing they will do is to delay and adjourn and adjourn and adjourn. Just what they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Adjourn case till January, adjourn case till that day. And now he has spent 4 months, more than 4 months. No trial. More than 4 months. No trial. And upon that, they committed crime against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They tortured him. It's a crime punishable under international law. They committed extraordinary rendition. Kidnapping by the state is a very serious crime under international law. And we're going to sue a hell out of them already. That one is going on already. So we are not actually asking for favor to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But if we go for Evans, that is where we are going to look for favor, because he committed the crime. But the question now is, what about those, even the kidnappers, Fulani kidnappers that are, how many of them have been sentenced? None. Every day they are kidnapping and abducting people in Abuja as Kaduna Expressway. Nobody they have never arrested anybody. Tomorrow you hear they are bombing there. Tomorrow, because before they go there to bomb there, they gave them information, they all disappeared. We know the game.
They are collaborators. To see reason, to as fast as possible, quickly drop their arms, so that we can once again reoccupy our peaceful position in Nigeria.
You see, now after this thing, and I believe some of you may have understood what is going on. You may have understood what is going on. Now, I want you to read this particular article with me. I am not going to read all of them. I am not going to read all of them. One moment. I am not going to read. By the way, we have 8,000 viewers. We have 8,000 viewers at the moment. We have about 2,600 on YouTube alone. We have 8,545 people watching this broadcast right now on this particular program. 8,545 people watching. 8,550 watching now. And then, so for those of you, if you have not hit the like button, we have 2,600 watching from YouTube. Please hit the like button so that we are going to, it will alert to other people, because we are getting to the main point now. Now, having listened to what this army man said, I want you to read with me this particular article. Nigeria military denies burying 1,000 soldiers in secret mass grave. They always deny. Every time they deny, it is always them. At the end of the day, they accept. And when you look at the screen, you will see Evans. You see Evans appearing there. Evans is appearing there. So every time the Nigeria army denies, this was in August 2019. But the fact is that they actually buried these 1,000 soldiers. Now, you see they deny, right? Let me now tell you that they actually came back after denying, as always. They now came back to accept. Now, let me show you. They now came back to accept that 1,000 soldiers were buried, but they informed their families. After that, look at them. After they denied burying 1,000 soldiers in the night, the Wall Street Journal investigated it and unmasked 1,000 soldiers, over 1,000 soldiers buried in one night. Who killed them? The Boko Haram. They are begging to hands up, and they are recruiting them in the army. The Boko Haram that invaded Nigeria, the NDA. Nigeria buries soldiers at night in secret cemetery. Over 1,000 of them. 1,000 of them. And when you look at this man, you see the picture here, you find out that he probably is a Biafran, either Biafran or a Middle Belter. Okay? Now, you have just seen that, right? Let us go back to the video we were playing before. A moment. Now, after watching the video I've just showed you, I have been able to establish, of course, there are so many evidences. I don't need to go into that. There are so many evidences of the Boko Haram being pardoned, being recruited into Nigeria army, into Nigeria police, and all that. There are so many evidences, okay? The question now is that, where is this claim coming from? Where is this claim coming from?
As a response to some Igbo leaders hosted for a reception by Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces Federal Republic of Nigeria at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, where they requested for the release of their tribal warlord, Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, this visit by the Igbo leaders to Mr. President, seeking for the IPOB leader, seeking for the release of the IPOB leader is unacceptable by NCM, because this type of gatherings is what usually encourages ethnicity and fueling ethnic crisis for too long in Nigeria.
You see that? And that's exactly the thing. After they have sponsored their own terrorists, they have pardoned them because they are in the military, they are the one in charge of the police, they are the one in charge of the judiciary, they are in charge of everything. Now, it gets our turn where we are asking for our own innocent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is not a terrorist, who did not handle AK-47, who did not come from Sambisa Forest, who traveled all the way from the European Union to enter Kenya, and they went to Kenya, spent money to abduct him, kidnap him, torture him, for 8 days before sending him back to Nigeria. So our people now went to Abuja. It becomes a problem. Have you seen the incongruousness in the country? Have you seen the injustice? Have you seen the imbalance? Have you seen the impunity? Why we cannot continue to be in that country? Do you see that? Does that make sense to you? Only once we are asking for something. This is what they are doing. They make budget, we get the least. If the least budget, when they budget money, we get the lowest. When they want to take loan, we get the lowest. When they went to China to get loan, we did not get even 1 10 kobo. Even 10 kobo was not given to us. In the proposed Chinese loan, they share the loan to every other region. You get to us, we got zero. Complete zero. Everything that comes to us, no. And when we talk about that we are living in Nigeria, some of you, the stupid, nincompoop people, don't get it. Have you seen it? These people have been enjoying the presidential pardon since 2015. They are releasing their terrorists. They are, recruited them into the army and all that. And the only one time we want to ask for that favor, even when a crime was not committed. Because a president have already been set. But if there is no presidency before, the court that released the Mossop members after 15 years, there is no evidence against them. It is the same thing applicable to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are charging those people. Are you aware of that? Are you aware that it is the same charge they charge those 19 people of Mossop is the same charge they are charging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? They charge them for terrorism. They charge Mazi Nnamdi for terrorism. They charge them for treason. They charge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for treason. They charge them for the only thing they charge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is not existing in Nigerian law, is this subversive campaign, which is sedition. It is not, it has been abolished. You can't even take anybody to court in Nigeria for sedition. But what did Malami do? Malami included sedition in the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he is Attorney General of the Federation, not knowing that it has been abolished in 1983. As far back as 1983, sedition cannot be taken to law or to court to sentence person in Nigerian law. But Attorney General of the Federation, who is supposed to be advising the president, advising the country, advising Nigeria in their legal issues, included sedition. Although they changed the name from sedition to subversive campaign. But it is the same thing. It is the same thing in law. They only change the name. It is the same thing. You can't take people to court in Nigeria and sentence them for sedition. So now we just want one thing: release our innocent people. They are saying we are setting a dangerous precedent. They say we want to start tribal. Why they have enjoyed this tribal thing for many years now? They have been enjoying it. They have been enjoying this tribal thing for many years. I want you to watch.
Seeking for the release of the IPOB leader is unacceptable by NCM, because this type of gatherings is what usually encourages ethnicity and fueling ethnic crisis for too long in Nigeria. For how long shall we as Nigerians be looking at ourselves in tribal lines? We have over 50 ethnic groups and 529 tribes in Nigeria. So each group should gather themselves to Aso Rock after committing series of crimes against fellow citizens and demand for the release of the perpetrators, because they represent their ethnic interests.
Did you see that? Now, do you see the twist? Did you hear the twist? The only difference here is that Boko Haram have their negotiator with the president. So they don't need to, the people from the northeast don't need to come to Abuja. No. The chief of army staff is a Boko Haram member. Okay? Chief of army staff is a Boko Haram member. The Inspector General of Police in Nigeria is a Boko Haram member. The AGF is a Boko Haram member. The CGN is a Boko Haram member. The chief judge is a Boko Haram member. So they don't need to carry their elders to come to Aso Rock. They are in the government. Their own is to implement and execute. They don't need to come to presidents to ask. That is the reason why you see the military man extending the hands of fellowship to Boko Haram. Say, come, our people, don't just come. You cannot do this thing alone. You cannot carry out this task. We are going to help you to carry it. But our own, who do we have? None. Police, we don't have anybody. In military, we don't have anybody. All the people we have, they are in IT. They put you in IT where you'll be pressing computer. In custom, we have nobody. In judiciary, we have nobody. In executive, we have nobody. In the security, this thing, we have nobody in the security. So if they are having security meeting, fake meeting, you can't see an Igbo man there from the southeast. So why don't we march to Abuja? We have to march to Abuja because we do not have any representative in the security. So to them now, we are marching and it is paining them. But they have been enjoying this nepotism. They have enjoyed it. I have just shown it to you, and I don't need to go into showing you all this because it is the evidences are there. So it is them that started this thing. Now it is our turn to harness the same precedents they have set. Example, we want to tap into this thing they have set, the presidents. It is now their problem. They say we are setting dangerous precedent, but they started it. We want to tap into it small, just small. Now let me show you. One moment.
You have had all these informations coming from our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa. I told you that I will be here to give them a voice to speak, to give Martin Nandekan a voice. No matter how they try to silence them, we will not allow anybody to silence Martin Nandekan or Master Simon Ekpa. The reasons why they did what they did was because of you and I, for us to have a voice. Just like he said in that very program, we have no representation. We have no representation. Everything Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi have fought for is for us to have a voice. And today, finally, the international community is focused on Nigeria. We must not allow this opportunity to elude us. It is very important that we must not allow this opportunity to elude us. Wherever you are watching this program from, the world is watching Nigeria. The truth is out. The struggle is global now. It is no longer we speaking to ourselves or speaking to Nigeria alone. It is global now. Do not lose focus, my fellow Biafrans. Do not lose discipline, my fellow Biafrans. Do not lose momentum. Until justice speaks, until truth prevails, until freedom is secured, the tempo must continue. The tempo must continue. The tempo must continue. I appreciate every one of you that have joined us on this very program. Thank you so much for being part of it, and we are going to see you again later in the day when we'll come to their conventional media and bring you what they have. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. I appreciate every one of you, and I hope to see you again next time. Stay blessed, stay focused, and always be consistent. Never give up. Thank you, and stay blessed.
The more your land will be taken from you, the more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered. Language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
God,